I'm Leila. So today I am joined by my good friend Void. Void, what is going on? Thank you so much for hanging with me.
Thank you for inviting me.
Now, guys, I know I've shared with you in the past, those of you that have been with me for a while, is I initially started in the Hearthstone realm, I started in the card game realm, and that's where Void and I met. We've been friends for so many years, and when I started getting into Marvel Snap and kind of just asking questions, he's like, yo, Leila, I would be down for a collab. We can totally chat about new season, and you know what? I need all the help I could get. So Void is here to talk to us about new season stuff. Now, what's hilarious is initially we talked about the collab. We didn't know the season was coming out and changing. So we're going to do another collab probably a little bit later on down the road. We'll talk about decks and, strategy and stuff like that. But today we're going to kind of just keep it easy. We're going to talk new season stuff. So let me get to that over here in the game. Hello, game. There we go. Savage Land. Savage Land.
So this is like a really cool thing, like in Marvel, because it's like I remember this vividly from like the '90s X-Men cartoon, where it's
Mm-hmm.
like this is the special area where like the mutants lose their abilities and technology isn't a thing yet. So kind of excited to see how that's going to play into this.
Nice. Okay.
Um, and getting to see some of the like information that's already come out about it, like they're
Mm-hmm.
they're still kind of holding it close to the vest, but like they're even saying, hey, here's what we've got planned, here's
Mm-hmm.
dates, but it's not it.
Gotcha. And what's interesting is, so right before this video, guys, normally in game you get much more information, but I don't know if it's a little bugged right now. Void's having the same issue where it's not really
Mhm.
showing anything in here. So hopefully by the time this video goes live, you guys will be able to see more in the Snap news. But what we did do is we kind of went in this direction to see, what's involved in the season pass. So let's talk about, we have this new card here, Zabu. Let's talk about that guy.
Zabu's going to be, I think it's going to make the game much more involved
Okay.
because it's basically taking a lot of your high end cards and making them cost less. Its effect
Mm-hmm.
is all your 4 cost cards in your hand get reduced by 2.
Right. We see
So
here.
turn 4, you get, instead of 1 4 cost card, you get 2 4 cost cards.
Mm-hmm.
Turn 6, you get 3 4 cost cards. So
Right.
getting
I see
him
that.
out on the field early and then stacking your deck with higher end 4 costs, you're just going to be loading up really powerful stuff on the back end of the game.
Mm-hmm. And I see that here it says a minimum of 1. So you're right. It's like you can definitely load a whole bunch of stuff onto the board much later on where you might have been more hard capped at like a 5 or a 6, or
Mhm.
maybe even getting 2 cards out. So I can totally see that is that depending on how you play this, if you play the strat right, you could probably get out some powerful cards later on.
That's been a really cool thing with Marvel Snap too, is they automatically go off what the card's printed value is. So
That's
even
cool.
if I reduce Odin's cost from a 6 to a 5 and it
Mm-hmm.
something says 5 cost cards, they're not talking about Odin. No matter if I play him or not, he's still a 6 cost card.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice way to build around your deck and makes you kind of keep involved in, hey, yes, it says it's a 5 cost card now, but is it a 5 cost card or are you just reducing its cost?
Right. Okay. And that's part of the fun and part of the strat with this game too. Not to mention that the games are quick as well. So I feel like you can
Mhm.
kind of learn it quickly too, right? Like as you're trying to play these cards and trying to figure out the different synergies between them.
Very user friendly, very time crunch friendly. If
Mm-hmm.
you want to play a game, get in, get out. Um, but Zabu, like I'm sitting here looking at a
Mm-hmm.
list of cards. I am
Mm-hmm.
very excited. Some of these cards I don't even have, but I'm very excited to see what 4 costs will be throwing into games like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Ben Brode said something about a couple of them, and I was looking earlier. Absorbing Man and Rescue are going to be great
Ooh.
because Rescue, you play her, she's a 4 cost, you play
Mm-hmm.
her, so now she's 2.
Right.
But the next turn, if you play something with her or in the same space, she gets
It's
+5, I
like
think
plus
it
4 or
is.
5. Yeah. So she's gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
So I just played a 2 cost 9
Mm-hmm.
power. Okay. Thanks,
Yeah,
Zabu.
that's ridiculous. Yeah, so exactly like you were talking about initially, when we first started talking about him, you get some really powerful cards later on in the game that can help you probably win the game as well too.
and it's not just that you're getting those powerful
Mm-hmm.
cards, you're getting a lot of them. So
Yeah.
like you throw Rescue down and Jessica Jones at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Then your next turn you're playing things like I think Shang-Chi, so you can
Mm-hmm.
destroy anything your opponent played that was big.
Right. Yep,
Oh,
definitely some powerful stuff. It's going to be interesting to see. And what I do like a lot of times, what I'm noticing with these kind of like seasons and these updates is we get these really cool, there's avatars, there's variants. I think that's one of the things I kind of like about the game that I think is fun are these variants. Now, what we're looking at though, guys, for those of you guys watching, is these are the paid versions. I mean, there is, there's free season pass here as well too. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to pay for it, but look at that. So free, why yes, that is a loincloth. That gets to be a title. So they do add some just humor to this. We scroll down some more of the free stuff. Like, I love that. I see a lot of credits. I see a lot of gold bars. There's going to be some cards in here as well, too. I know that. Oh, here's another title. Technically, not Tarzan. Love it. They just have so much fun. Like that's the thing I always talk about Marvel versus DC is I think Marvel adds so much more like humor. They just like to have fun. And considering Ben Brode is in charge of this, I'm not shocked that they've added some of this like fun humorous kind of stuff to this.
I think my working title right now in game is That's No Moon from the Silver Surfer,
That's awesome.
one that was just recent.
Mm,
But yeah, you can't take a game like this too seriously, right?
right.
Like, while it is super fun, and I heard that they're adding a tournament mode here coming very, very
Ooh,
soon. Um,
nice.
it is still a game. It is still for fun. Like, make sure that you're playing to enjoy it. So having
Mm-hmm.
those little like tweaks in the game that let me have a giggle, let me,
Mm-hmm.
just hang out for a second and see the silly animation go through.
Right,
A
right.
plus.
Yes, I agree. And scrolling here, looking at, we're going to take a look here as far as ranked. So, I mean, there's some stuff in here that changes well too. Is Don't Worry, I Don't Bite. So that's a title you get at gold. And then there's going to be a mystery variance. I can't see what it is. But there is an avatar here. A new avatar, which is really nice for Omega. And it looks like in the end, if you get to infinity, then you get really, really dirty. So again, just hilariously, just a fun new things that have been added in this season that I love. I love it.
I'm so excited to see some of this stuff. You made mention of some of the stuff that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have Zabu now. Well, if you get the battle pass, we have
Right.
Zabu now.
Right, right.
But they have more cards coming out over the month. It looks like we're going to be getting one a week.
Ooh, that'll be an
Uh,
interesting.
let me double check the dates really fast.
So, guys, what I am going
Uh,
to do is I will link this down below. Like I said, unfortunately, in game, it's a bit weird right now. But, I do have a link to basically the whole update for the season, the cards that Void's talking about. I'll have a link down in the description if you guys want to check that out to see, what we're talking about here. Now, does it say, is everybody going to get the cards or how does that work? Like, do you have to unlock them somehow? How does that typically work?
so it says just from the marvelsnap.com, we can expect new cards to release on a weekly cadence, starting with Silver Surfer's release as Series 5. So if you didn't get the Battle Pass and get Silver Surfer, they are now releasing it to the general public
Ah,
as
there you
something you can get
go.
when you I think it's, what do they call it? Updating cards or
Okay.
upgrading cards.
Nice. Okay.
Um, so that's in I think out of one of those boxes, you could pull Silver Surfer,
Got you. That's really
including.
good. I'm happy to hear that because, those of you
Mhm.
guys watching, I just started maybe 2 weeks ago and I didn't buy the pass, so I don't have Silver Surfer. And I was actually wondering that. I was trying to think about, how do we get these cards eventually? Do you completely lose out if you don't buy the pass? So it's good to know that after the season, you're still able to get the cards. You can get them. It still seems like free
Mhm.
in the game. It just takes a little bit of time, which is okay. So you can definitely still play this game free.
I'm very excited for. I think it's kind of leaning into trying to make everybody happy, right? Like
Mm,
you're paying for early access,
yep.
so the people that want it have the ability to get it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have the ability to put money into it, or you want to play for free, or there's a litany of other reasons you wouldn't pay for that,
Right.
you just wait a little while, and after the battle pass ends, it becomes accessible to everybody.
Yes, yep, I hear you.
So well
Love
done.
it.
Again, well done.
Love it, love it. So, Void, you know what? Thank you so much for joining today, guys. I'm going to have some links down below on new cards coming. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So, like I said, Void and I will definitely have another video coming up, especially as he starts getting these cards, checking out some of his favorite decks. But before I leave you, what is currently your favorite deck to play? What are you playing?
Oh, my favorite deck right now is, I call it movement. There's
Movement.
a mechanic in the game where things will happen if you move a card that you've already played from
Mm-hmm.
one area to another.
Mm-hmm.
I love just stacking things into an area and then on turn 6 dropping Heimdall
I
and
was just
moving
about to say
everything on my
Heimdall,
board
Heimdall
to the left.
shift. Yes.
Oh, so much fun. I love being a troll in a nice way. In card games, I'm a troll.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Gotcha.
that is just so much fun to me.
You know, the movement thing, I think that's why I love like Vision. I think Vision's a lot of fun. He's probably one of my
Mm-hmm.
favorite cards in the game. If you guys aren't familiar with Vision, I know I talked about him in my last video, where when you play him, you can move him around each turn, which is great. Because normally the way that this game works is once you play a card, you can't move him unless there's a mechanic that forces you to move. And then there are some cards where you can, like Nightcrawler, you can move once, but Vision, like you can move every single turn. So I had one game where you played a card and duplicated it 4 times into the lane. So I had 4 Visions and I kind of just like moved them around. So I
Oh,
just think
that's
that kind of
mean.
stuff's fun. You know what I mean? I did. I mean, I won that game, but it was kind of just, it was funny. It was like, I got 4 Visions. Where are they going? 2 here, 1 over there. I'm going to keep 1 right there. You know, it's
I
great.
love throwing Blue Marvel onto spots like that. So it's like
Mm,
he pops up and he gives everybody +1. Then
yep.
another one pops up and he gives everybody +1.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Void, thank you so much for joining. Guys, you know, do me a favor. I'm going to have Void's Twitch link down below. He does stream. I know currently, you know, what are you streaming, by the way? What are you streaming recently?
Right now I'm playing Pokemon Unite. It's
Mhm.
a MOBA. It's a relatively simple MOBA, but
It's
it's got a
popular.
Pokemon skin.
Hmm.
Everybody loves it.
Yep, exactly. And I know you mentioned you were thinking about possibly streaming this as well too,
I
right?
am definitely gonna probably add this into my rotation. I have too much
Love it.
fun in this game to
Mhm.
not stream it.
Yes, I hear you. So, guys, I'm going to have his link down below in the description. Do me a favor. Please toss him a follow. Like I said, Void is one of my OG friends, somebody that I've known since way back in, like, the card days when I was playing card games more so like Hearthstone. And you know what? He's been with me ever since. So, do me a favor. Toss him a follow. And thank you so much for joining and talking about new season. I look forward to us doing another one and actually talking about some decks and showing them off as well, too.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to show off some of the stuff that my brain has put into this game,
Yes, I think it'll be
good or
fun.
bad.
Yes, I think it'll be great. Thanks so much. And, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, check out some more videos up here in the playlist in the top right.